All right. One of the things that's going to be true about this administration is going to be a massive wave of deregulation.
Yes.
And that's going to hit a few industries off the top. Biotech is one, space is another. Um, your choice. Which one you would go after first?
I'd go after biotech first just because it has such immediate, obvious consequences.
So,
Using stem cell therapy, like right now, we travel overseas to get stem cell treatments for various
exactly.
things, which is ridiculous, right? Um, what was that robotic surgery company in Intuitive Surgical?
Intuitive robotics,
Yeah.
yes.
So I had a friend that lived next door to the factory in San Jose, and because knee surgeries were authorized, but not shoulder surgeries, he had to fly to Switzerland to get an Intuitive surgical robot to do a shoulder because they didn't authorize it in the US.
Yeah.
And he lived next door to the factory, right? Like the kind of chaos that we're doing around medical tourism is unbelievable. And I think the US has an unbelievable opportunity to correct some of that aspect. Right now, the FDA focuses on safety rather than efficacy. If I could wave one wand and say go after efficacy and not
Yeah,
safety,
I
you'll be
mean,
in
the
great
the
shape.
challenge is that you're blamed if there's one problem. You're not
That's right.
blamed for all of the lives lost by you blocking the therapy. And I think this is for me, because I'm in the biotech and longevity and regenerative medicine world and so forth, it has been there's so much potential. I'm seeing so many incredible companies around the world that are being unlocked because of AI and gene therapies and CRISPR and such, but the process of getting it out the door safely um, is been massively hampered because of the deregulation. I talk about the notion of having uh, a uh, a process by which an individual has a right to try these therapies.
Yeah.
Uh, we have this.
We should be able to sign up for stuff like that and not
We have,
have totally agree.
yeah, we have the sense that the government has to protect me against myself, which is, my body, my rights. Give me the chance if it's fully sufficiently disclosed.
Where I disagree somewhat is public health, because now if I get a virus and transmit it to lots of other people, I'm damaging a lot of other people. So that is a mitigation there. But for anything at the personal level, I completely 100% agree with you.
Yeah. So excited about deregulation in the biotech world, in particular in regenerative medicine, in the stem cell world, exosomes and such, even peptides.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of cowboys out there. There's a lot of mom and pop shops that are trying things and advertising. I mean, at what point do we say, "Hey, listen, if you're an idiot enough to go and just take the first injection you get, um, that buyer beware."
I think caveat emptor applies in many of these cases. You just have to be one danger side that I see coming in this administration is there's been a movement of anti-science, right?
Which
So
administration? This
that's coming. There's a huge wave against scientific process and scientific thinking because people put political
mhm,
motivations on people for just trying to understand what the hell's going on with something. There's so much data that we have that I think the one thing I would hope for is that people be as evidentiary as possible,
mhm.
and you get into you can go drive yourself crazy with evidential with conspiracy theories if you wanted to, because you can always find data to support. You have massive confirmation bias. The actual data, and this is where I think AI can perform a huge service, because imagine there's 6 experiments on psilocybin somewhere. It can
Yeah.
analyze the data across those and come up with a meta-analysis that would be very powerful, that we can't easily do as human beings, but it could go, you know what, that's actually safe for these types of use cases, etc. And you could then deregulate that aspect of it. So I think there's huge opportunity. Somebody has to have the bravery to go. But I'll go back to the earlier point of we need to reorient from safety, where you won't authorize a drug if it kills 10 people, even though it saves 10,000 people, to efficacy. And that's when you really unlock massive
Well,
opportunity.
it's even worse than that. Do you know what percentage of drugs that are prescribed to an individual actually work in an individual,
No.
it's like 20%.
Ugh,
So when you get, I mean, it's pretty sad. When you get a drug prescribed to you, the sense is, "Oh, that drug's gonna work for me." But on average, what goes on in the FDA process is, in phase 1, we look at safety, right? And then, phase 2, is it doing what it's supposed to do? And phase 3, does it do enough of it? And what does enough mean? If it doesn't hurt anybody, but it actually supports 20% of the people, why not why not approve it? And it does get approved.
yeah.
But people don't realize it doesn't necessarily work for them. So it's crazy.
But
I
I
want
think
to
this is where this will becomes workable is once you have personalized testing, you can do personalized adaptation of prescriptions and
sure.
know that that dosage is right for me, etc. And then you're good.